up? What up? What up? What up, faithful? Welcome to the Forever Faithful Nation podcast. We are proud to announce that we are proudly brought to you by the good folks over at ProMead, your trusted source for all your bedding needs. Whether you're looking for sheets, comforter, style comfort, or exceptional customer service, they got everything you need. Use our exclusive code Executives2026 for 15% off for your whole purchase. Excuse me.
Corey,
With that
wait a
being
minute.
said,
What was that code one more time, man? I might want to jump on that after we get off here.
the code is Executives2026. 15% off
go.
your whole order. They're going to take care of you. With that being said, I'm Corey. I got my co-host. What's up, LG?
What up, fellas, man? Once again, man, I'm in the house from San Antonio. Hopefully, no issues tonight, but I'm gonna hold in there as long as I can.
All right. Well, we got some stuff to get into, and we got the other co-host. What's up, Brian? Breaking news. You ready to work tonight?
I'm always ready to work, man. Come on.
All right. Well, look. First things first, and we not gonna stay here long. But we got to do it for LG. It's his favorite topic of the whole off season. BA's burning more bridges. So over the weekend, I'm not sure. I know y'all saw, but I'm not sure if everybody saw. He decided to attack Jaden Daniels for laughing at a 49ers fan going off about him, and he brought his mother into it, which is a no-no. That's a no-no. So I don't know. I've seen rumors and reports that they were trolling. There's only so much trolling you can do when you start bringing other people into it. So I don't know if I believe that. But another bridge burned. LG, your favorite story is the story that keeps on giving. How you feeling about your favorite player in the NFL?
Man, look, I'm gonna put it like this, right? We know how today's society work, right? They talking about trolling. We know today's society what they do. They unfollow each other. That's how you know the beef is real when they start unfollowing each other. And he, except for Commanders, Jaden Daniels, and his girl. You know who he follows now? Commanders and his girl. He unfollowed Jaden Daniels. And you know how I feel about BA, man. I wish they get that dude help first. But secondly, you can't be mad at him for laughing when the fan was basically saying F you. Like, he laughed about it. Like, you're becoming a running joke. So if your friend laughs about it, he didn't go back with the fan. He didn't give no kind of context to it, nothing. He just laughed because he found it funny. Like, I found it funny. Like, so at this point, you've done everything you've done to yourself. If you wasn't online making all these videos and every day is a new video he's making. If you wasn't doing that, then it's no reason for the fans to be out there saying F you. Like, Jaden Daniels doesn't even have that done to him if you're not out here making these videos and you're getting mad because he's laughing about what you did. Like, make that make sense. Like we always say, make that make sense. Like, don't put the videos out there and you don't want nobody laughing about it. Problem solved. Like,
I think
y'all heard you saw what I put in the chat. At this point, I'm like Buck Nasty. Whatever evil in life happens to you, happens to you because you've done it. Point blank.
Yeah. There's no. I know there's people online that have been defending Brandon and trying to blame the Niners, and the Niners have blame in this. They're not blameless. But at some point,
no, Corey, no. Watch the Richard Sherman video. Hey,
I did.
Watch it. Richard Sherman hit it right on the head, and he laid it completely out.
I saw it, and Richard's usually right on top of things, but it's like,
Yep.
sign him. You shouldn't even resign him. The
Dude,
negotiations was a headache. You should have let him
yes.
go. And if you didn't want to pay him, you shouldn't have
No,
signed
no,
him.
no, no, no. They didn't want to pay him his price. They made him a fair offer. The initial offer fell right in line with what he should have been paid with somebody that had his production.
And he
He
even
wanted more
acknowledged.
money.
He even acknowledged. I think he was on the pivot. He even
Yeah.
said,
I made him on
I
that.
ended up basically. I basically signed for what they offered me in the first place."
Yeah.
Brian,
And he said I made
how
him
you
on this.
feel? Brian, how you feel about him basically burning his only lifeline in the NFL left? This was it.
Well, so you guys mentioned Richard Sherman. You know, we've heard a lot from social media, and we've heard a lot from Brandon himself. But you know, what I honestly thought was the most telling of all the things that I've heard from social media in the last week or so is, did you guys hear the interview with Scott McCloughan, the former 49ers GM that runs his own scouting service?
Yeah.
He said prior to the 2021 draft that he had talked to Herm Edwards, and basically Herm said in no uncertain terms, listen, Brandon is a generational type talent, but for lack of a better term, his head's not screwed on straight. Like, it's like a mixed bag. It's a 50-50 shot on whether or not you're going to get the guy that's great or you're going to get the guy that whines every other play. And he's going to go somewhere, just like Scott said. He's going to go somewhere, and when he's in year one, he's going to try real hard and he's going to do real well. But ultimately, the bottom line is, if you don't have a super strong leadership structure, he is going to create problems. And there's been other people that have come out since then that even played with him in high school. There's a reason why this dude, with the talent he had to go to a JUCO school. Like, I mean, we got to start looking at this. And so the only thing I would push back on LG about is this. We all know, not just the Niners, all 32 teams get extensive scouting reports, right? Both personality wise and physically. And they had to have the same information as Scott McCloughan. And you know what? I'm going to say the same thing that we always say. Yes, it is partially the Niners' fault. Not for anything other than this. If you knew the dude was a head case, right? Why are you drafting him in the first round? Like, I know that he ended up being a pretty productive and good receiver for us, but they do this so often. They get locked in on like one or two guys that they really want, and they just don't care about. He could be coming off an ACL. He could be, a corner that's being converted to safety. Remember the Tavarius Moore project? Like, they were so convinced, like, man, this guy ran a 4.36. He's going to be amazing. And it's like, yeah, I understand it seems amazing, but it doesn't always work out. Sometimes the guy who has the most production in college, shocker, is actually the best player, right? Like, sometimes the dude that is all-American as a middle linebacker, but he's not super athletic, Luke Kuechly, like, shocker, he's a pretty goddamn good linebacker. Like, I feel like the NFL as a whole always overanalyzes and tries to find issues with just basic stats, right? Stats tell the story. Well, this is one of those situations where the Niners knew what they were getting themselves into prior to the drafting, the marriage. And so, I mean, at this point, after hearing everything, I feel like the Niners kind of got what they deserved because, like you said, if he did the 4 years and got out, I would have been fine with that. But you re-signed him. Like, you re-signed him knowing he was a diva, knowing that he was going to be a mixed bag. You tried to trade him to New England. You had a killer deal in place. Nope, he didn't want to go. You tried trading him to the Browns. Nope, he don't want to go. He's going to veto it. So you already knew what you were dealing with. Like, I'm sorry. Hindsight is always 2020. But I feel like if they could have gotten, a second round pick and 2 movie tickets, they should have just taken it back then, and we would be in so much better of a position than we are right now. The one thing we do have going for us, though, we know he's never going to play for the Niners again. And I've said it before, and this hopefully the last time I'll say it. I honestly do not think he will be playing for a team come, September 1st. Like, I think the Niners are going to wait to release him till the middle of the year. And at that point, especially when you think of the headaches, all the national media attention and everything else, and these type of guys always get chances. But most organizations, especially unless you're kind of in the running for a playoff spot, or if you had a numero uno type wide receiver go down, who's going to take the chance on that? Because like you guys said, you know
Breaking
what?
news.
The bottom line is Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels. It's not just the unfollowing. To me, you know what? The bigger, more cryptic thing that tells you it was real. Deleted tweets of him going, "Yeah, good luck in retirement." Like, that is the thing that's much more damning than the
Right.
joking around. Go ahead, brother.
I'll tell you the even more damning thing, bro. Y'all will trip out. First of all, you got to remember, just like these owners, people think, oh, these owners, you have one or two that go a little rogue, but when it comes to ultimately making a dollar, these owners, they always side with each other. Just like these GMs, they sign with each other. Like, bro, dude, the rumors now is because John Lynch is really good friends with the Commanders GM. They
He's
We
don't
hired
want,
him.
yeah,
We hired him.
they don't want the headache because they feel like at this point he would hinder Jaden Daniels' progression. And you're telling me that you did all these rants, you talked about John Lynch, you talked about Shanahan, you did all this stuff. I'm gonna go run off to the Commanders. They still have to do business together. You think that these GMs don't stick together, bro? Like, you thinking, oh, I'm gonna get cut and I'm gonna get signed tomorrow. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
And we saw guys, and Brian, the thing that I will backtrack a little bit. We saw guys who have headaches, but the problem with the league is they're like, oh, the guy, he's ultra talented, he's a head case. We can coach that. We can put strong leaders around him. We can make him better. Oh, the guy has all these personal issues going on, but he's ultra talented. And these guys get drafted in the first round over a guy who doesn't have those problems and is productive because they're looking at this guy, like you say, runs a 4.39, and this guy can jump out the gym and all the attributes. You see it in the NBA. They'll take the guy who can jump 977 feet over the guy who can put ball in hoop because they're looking at, hey, I want this talent, and it don't matter what the head case is. It don't matter what, kind of mental. He started with AB. AB kept getting chance, kept getting chance, kept getting a chance.
Yeah.
And
You know what though,
He don't
man?
have. He
Everybody
don't have.
always makes that comparison. I don't like it, man. You know what? You can say what you want about AB, but AB was productive as hell.
He was
Like,
a
yes,
Hall of
he
Fame player.
was he right. That's exactly, I was gonna say. He had like 4 or 5 Pro Bowl caliber years before he became a quote unquote headache.
but he was still
Uh
producing even as a headache. He was still producing.
yeah,
Exactly.
I honestly, like I said, I feel bad for Brandon. I really do. I wish him the best of luck. We've all talked about it. I think there's some mental health issues there. You know what? If I'm wrong and it's just a sense of entitlement, then you know what? Shame on you. That's all I got to say. You had $100 million reason to go out there and work hard. Most of us, including us three right here, will not see $100 million in our lifetime, right? And this guy's playing a game
Breaking
that
news.
kids love to play. You
You
know?
had 100 reasons to just come to the facility. Say, hey, I'm Brandon Aiyuk. Hey, you know
But
what?
but I will say this though, and it's not even just come to the facility. And I can't remember who I heard talking about this the other day, but no players rehab at the facility, but they have their agents keep in touch with the
Corey,
trainers.
Corey,
He didn't
what's
even
kind
do
of hit on the
that.
head? Richard Sherman hit it
Well,
on the head. He said, dude, every player knows you have the option rehab with the team or rehab
or
on your
show up
own,
early.
but you have to be there early. Everybody knows
Right.
that. And
Yep.
if you don't get there early, you're gonna get fined. They fined him, and he knew that, and he didn't like the consequence of it. So now you go into the
Yeah.
temper tantrum, and all you had to do was take the fine, show up, say, "Hey, look, we'll reschedule something. I'll provide whatever I need to provide with you." The whole nine. That's all he had to do. But he didn't went into all this extra stuff. Like,
Well, look,
dude,
It's a very weird situation, man. I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm done with him. It's a
Yep.
very, very weird situation, Corey. Like to see somebody walk away from that much money just because you're like, well, I don't like playing with it. Like
My
I would
feelings hurt.
play with my worst enemy for $100 million. You know what I mean? I don't care who it was. Like you name the guy, Saddam Hussein. Like he could be my quarterback. Like whoever it has to be. Like I'm playing on that team for $100 million. You know what I mean? Because we understand the value of a dollar. I think there is some people out there that unfortunately are just delusional and don't realize that the average just average person and what you're throwing away, you know, the generational wealth, not just for you and your family and your kids, but your kids. Like this guy had an opportunity to make another $150 million more than what he was going to make. All he had to do was show up, and he didn't do it. And you know what? That's sad. And it's sadder for the Niners because the longer he doesn't sign with another team, the more Brandon Aiyuk podcasts we have to have, and I'm just sick and talk about him. Just be honest.
I think, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm closing the door on BA until he's finally released. If you're around Brandon Aiyuk, and I know none of y'all gonna see this, but if you do, and you're around Brandon Aiyuk and you love Brandon Aiyuk, shame on you for allowing this man to do this to himself. This man, this I say man, but he's still a kid. The dude is young. He's not even 30. To sit here and watch this dude ruin his career and not do anything because you're sitting around being a yes man.
Corey, he
Shame
fired
on you.
his agent and then came back out and said no. His agent fired him, and then he came back and said, "No, I fired my agent."
And none of it was true because there was no paperwork filed. So nobody was fired. He still had an agent. He still has the NFLPA who he has targeted and now all of a sudden wants them to help him. Look, shame on you if you're around him and you love him because you ain't helping him. Everybody need people around him that's going to tell him, no, don't do this. So
you know what? And I'll this is gonna be my final thing about Brandon Aiyuk. This is how you know that something is really wrong with him, and because he's oblivious to anything that goes on in the world, regardless whether it's dealing with Jaden Daniels, dealing with Kyle Shanahan, dealing with John Lynch, dealing with the NFLPA, because these are the people that are supposed to represent you, right? I am a firm believer in you have to read the room, right? Wise man, my uncle, love him to death, once told me, you never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. The Niners have not said a peep. He's on the not on the roster list. They don't have to pay him anything, right?
NFI,
Yeah. They have not had even a tea leaf come out. I think that they are drawing up all the paperwork to basically void his contract and recoup some of that money.
yep.
I said it. We've seen it. Dudes think just because you get that signing bonus is your money. No, they're paying you based off of what you're supposed to do. There's 1,000,001 stipulations out there. We've seen guys before. Ask Mike Vick how much he had to pay back of that signing bonus. He thought it was his money. Nope. So I right now I'm just putting it out there. I think that he's gonna have such a bad falling out from this because the Niners have not said nothing. So when they hit him, they're gonna hit him with a sledgehammer.
Yeah. And we're gonna end Brandon Aiyuk on that note until he's released and we'll acknowledge it and we'll have a small conversation about it and we'll move on. But the next thing I want to get into, and LG brought this up way back around draft time. And there's been smoke. We've talked about it a couple times, so my answer is going to be real quick on this. Is it realistic that we get Max Crosby on this defense? Is it realistic? Before y'all go, I'm going to give y'all my answer, and then I'm going to let y'all have at it. No, it's not realistic. And it's not realistic because they overvalue these draft picks that they don't know how to use. That's the first point. Second point, I don't think the Raiders are going to deal with the 49ers. So I don't think it's realistic we get Max. I'm hopeful. I hope it happens, but I don't think it's realistic. Breaking news. How you feeling?
I'm a little more optimistic than you, but not much. What I will say is when you look at like especially during the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch regime, when you look at some of our best players, right? Like Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey. Like these are all guys that we've traded for. These are superstar players the Niners have traded for. So the Niners have shown a propensity to recognize a deficit, a skill that's needed, and go out and get that guy. We tried to do that with Chase Young. Obviously, we know how that went. We tried to do that in the very beginning of the tenure with D Ford. They've emphasized over and over again about wanting how important that defensive front is.
Yep.
So the only reason why I'm slightly more optimistic than you, if it was any other position, I would probably agree with you. But for whatever reason, and I think it's probably because Kyle feels like, hey, I can do just about anything with offense. If I needed a wide receiver or I need a tight end, I can scheme them open, but I can't fix the D line, right? Like that's just not me. The cornerbacks are good, but they're not great. So we need to get home quickly. And everything we've heard this offseason, listen, they didn't talk about our shambles safety situation, which I'm sure we'll get into later. They didn't talk about how, we're paying a corner like a number one corner, but we're not getting number one corner production. Or they haven't talked about, hey, you know what? We have two middle linebackers coming off of injuries, and we're hoping that, our linebacking core can hang together. What did they say our biggest need was? D line. We need a pass rush. So I only say all that to say that of all the positions that I think if they were going to make a splash, I think it would be for a defensive end. Now, with all that said, I'd put the likelihood of it happening at probably like 20% for a few reasons. One, like you said, the Niners are kind of tight with capital. They always seem to want like a deal, right? It doesn't matter what it is. You could say, hey, we want a second, and the Niners would be like, how about a third and a fifth? Like they always want a deal. And the other team that's potentially interested, the Eagles, Howie Roseman has already shown that he's more than willing to be aggressive and go out and really go after players that he wants. So when you couple those things together, I think the Niners' chances of landing Max Crosby is probably at like, I'm going to say like 25%. There is a chance, but I think it's pretty low. And I think that primarily the reason that it's low is the Niners are going to want to see what they have in Romello Height, in, Williams when he gets back from injury. They brought in all these guys. Now we know, listen, Romello's nice. Mikael Williams is nice, but they're not Max Crosby. They're not a game-changing, game-wrecking difference maker. So, I still say if you can go get him right now, do it. But I just think that the likelihood, like I said, is about 25%.
I'm lower than you. I got it about 10, 15%. I just don't see it happening. They they greedy with them draft picks. LG, what say you? I know this is your man.
Um, yeah, man. Look, hey, look. I'm like that little girl, man. Hey, look. Are you gonna play? Please come play with us, please. You know what? Hey, please come join us. Hey, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna say it's 51%, right? And you know why I'm saying it's 51%? Because right now, if you look at the Raiders, right, and I get it, the Raiders don't like doing business with us, right? But if you look at them, we all said it, they did not anticipate Max Crosby being on their books, right? Um, and right now, it's basically you're not going to get the two first that you got for him because of the injury history. And the suitors are getting smaller and smaller, right? So you're down to two suitors. That's why I said 51%. You're down to Niners, Eagles, right? I feel like if we make an aggressive offer, because at this point we have to kind of have that sledgehammer. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have a sledgehammer like the Rams. Where your defensive line is just overwhelming, or a team where your offense is overwhelming. I don't think the offense will be where it's just overwhelming. So you have to have that sledgehammer with your defense, right? You got to have that closer, right? Um, and then I'll go even further. When I think that the deal will get done, it's not about the draft capital because Kyle, for certain players, Kyle and because we say Kyle makes the trades, but Lynch and Kyle, they'll come up with something feasible, right? That they'll give up to get the guy that they really want, right? But I think it comes down to what's the guy name? How you say his name? Kai, I think that's how you say it. And the guy that they just paid like $48 million to. Um, I can't remember his name. He played at Michigan. The Raiders just paid him like 48 million, and then they drafted the guy Crawford. Then they drafted the guy Crawford in the third round. If the Raiders feel like we'll get not equal but close to production, they're willing to do business. We know how these
But
teams.
hold on though. The one thing you not paying enough attention to, and you vaguely said it. The Eagles are interested. And we have seen that the 49ers constantly get beat to the punch. The only player I can remember that we were in competition with somebody for that we actually got was McCaffrey.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I said that's why I'm saying 51 because Howie's already made a bunch of moves. So for them to make moves and then they still got to figure out which guys they're gonna pay. Because they got some contracts coming up. Jalen Carter's coming up. We pretty much have locked in like pretty much anybody that's making money right now on the team. So we can know like, okay, what we're gonna, factor in. And especially if we get, that extra money from somebody, we're not gonna say his name anymore. If we get that extra money off the books, then now we have the cap space. We can make that move. We can maybe get a little bit more aggressive with our offer for Max. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like how these teams are. If the Raiders are like, hey, we just paid such 48 million, he's an edge rusher. We just drafted a guy, he's cheaper. We can get closer to equal production. Let's move the more expensive, older player. Let's move him now, get the deal for him. And that's why I'm saying 51%. Because if we can sweeten the deal and just outbid the Eagles, we're good. And I think that's what the Raiders. I think that's what the Eagles are waiting on. The Eagles, they've had those conversations with Jalen Carter's agent. If I'm not mistaken, they haven't. I think they did an extension with Cooper DeJean, but I don't think they've done one with what's the other corner they got?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell. And so I think he has like another year, but they still got to work out some contracts and move some money around. We on the end, we don't have to do that. So
yeah, but they'll figure it out because they always do. If they want him,
is a wizard over there, dude. That dude need to teach a class. Like, look, he need to have a class on like this is GM in 1-on-1. This is how you be a GM.
I'll tell you the team. And listen, I understand. I know we all talk about the Eagles. I'll tell you the team that I would be more worried about even than the Eagles, right? Because you mentioned they have guys that they need to pay and this and that.
Seattle.
I think that the bigger problem is Dallas, right? Jerry Jones lost Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones loves to make big splash moves, and they've done a lot to revamp this defense. That just screams like a Jerry Jones type move. I think Jerry Jones would be the more likely candidate to make a move like that.
He don't have the draft capital. The dark horse that I would say that we have to beat too, the Bears. The Bears have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, and everybody and their mama know that defense needs a star edge rusher, bro. Like I would say the Bears.
Sweat.
I mean, but he ain't Max Crosby.
I tell y'all like this. If you sat here and you told me, Corey, y'all not gonna get Max Crosby, but neither is Philly. He's gonna end up in Dallas. I'll take it.
Nah, see, I'm like, if he's not, listen, the other thing you got to think about is, listen, this is the dude that has Raider Nation tattooed on his arm. It's a part of who he is. It's a part of his life. And he's done everything for a franchise that hasn't even been able to get him to a playoff game, and the man deserves it. So when you think about that, the other thing to consider is this. We all know he loves the Bay Area, right?
Yep.
That's the one thing that we do have going for us is I think if you were to legitimately ask Max, where would you like to go? I think he'd prefer to come to San Francisco over Dallas, Chicago, or the Eagles.
Yep. Yep.
Well, if they give him say in this, we got a chance.
Yeah, and I know
at
him and
this
Tom
point, I
might
think
have
he's
a
gonna
little
have some
beef,
say.
but I mean, it's very rare, dude, that you have a player of that stature and you're going to trade him and you don't at least have a conversation like, hey, we have these two or three teams that are interested in you. Can't guarantee you that you're going to go there, but like if you had your choice, where would you prefer to go? Because listen, if you're the Raiders, all three of the quote unquote known teams, whether it's Dallas, the Bears, the Eagles, they're all in the other conference, right? That's
Yep.
check number one. Going out of conference, perfect. And the bottom line is I do think there's something to be said for doing right by a guy who's been the iconic figure of your organization that has been in absolute flux and has been an absolutely dismal mess for years and years and years. And this dude has given you everything. Like, I think it's like, hey, let's do right by him. And I really do think they thought they were doing right by him, sending him to Baltimore. Good system, good organization. And, obviously we know how that went. But I'm just saying, I do think that plays into it a little bit. I'm not saying a lot. Like the Niners are going to give you 1 first-round pick and Philly's going to give you 2. They're not going to ask Max Crosby what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yep.
saying it is something to consider because I do think if Max is given a choice, I think he'd rather come back to the Bay.
Well, I mean, you don't want
I
to deal
agree
with
with
that. You don't want to deal with that for like a player that's been that great to your organization. You don't want to deal with that PR mess either. Like, hey,
Right.
especially after what happened with Baltimore, you're like, hey, we had plans to move on from him. The deal went through, didn't go through. Hey, this was his preferred destination. We sent him to his preferred destination.
Absolutely. That's why I'm
You don't
saying,
you
yep.
don't want him. Hey, I'm gonna even go there. You don't want him coming out with a mixtape talking bad about the Raiders. Hey, you don't want him, putting out his greatest hits about the Raiders. So I think from a PR standpoint, you would send him to his preferred destination, and I think that at this point, he if he's looking at both teams and both teams are contenders, he probably would like, you know what, I want to stay in the Bay. Does he even still have a house in the Bay?
I,
He
Probably.
still
I
has a
don't
house in the Bay.
I
Yeah,
don't
he probably
I don't
still
know
would.
if he does, but I feel like at this point, boys, I mean, just for protection of collateral, like you were talking about, like somebody gets hurt on the roster, I don't think we're going to see Max Crosby move before the start of the season. I think he's going to be like a during the season type guy if the Raiders are maybe not in it or something like that. I don't think he's going to move before the season
I don't
starts.
see it. I think it's one of them ones. Like I said, it's like they get the rookie in house, they get the new guy in house, and they're like, oh my god, we can get close to that same production. Let's move him. Let's get him off our books. We didn't plan on him being there anyway. Let's get something for him because we know how these
That's
teams do. They get in training camp, and we've seen guys before. Like some hot shot rookie comes out in training camp, and they're like, you know what? This guy was going to be second on the depth chart. He's the opposite receiver, but we're going to trade him. Or this guy was the starter, but we know we can get close to that for cheaper players, gets traded all the time.
my fear with that. If we really want him, if you let him make it to the season with the Raiders, I think the Raiders are going to be better than what people think. I'm not saying they're a playoff team or nothing, but I think they're going to be better. And he's going to mess with their defense, and the Raiders aren't going to want to get rid of him.
No, Corey.
Like you need,
They in full rebuild. They're gonna be like, no, we win in games. We need to lose games. Get him off this roster, bro. Especially if
I
we win
don't, I don't, I don't think they're in full rebuild.
Yeah, I don't think they're in
I
full
think-
rebuild.
Well,
I
I'm
just
not-
think the
well, look here.
AFC.
They're in a
I just think
rebuild.
the AFC is an easier division, but remember that the AFC West still does have Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and the Chargers,
Denver,
for whatever reason, always
Chargers.
give the Raiders fits. So it's like, I mean, personally, myself, I think they're the third best team in that division at best, right? Because we know Denver is going to be to the top. Right, the Chargers and the Raiders are going to be fighting it out to be that third place team. Denver's going to win. Like a bad year for Denver is going to be 12 wins. Like
Yep.
Denver is an elite defense.
Yes, they got a Super Bowl defense. I feel like the Raiders will be. I think the Raiders will be in fourth place in that division. That's not what I'm
Right. So
saying.
they're gonna win like
But
8 games.
yeah, I
What
think
are we
they still.
talking about?
I think, but my point is, if Max looks good and they win 7 or 8 games, the mindset goes to
Nah,
we
bro.
keep Max, we can be a playoff team the next year.
They would
Yeah, I
rather
think
win five
that's
games because the Raiders got a lot of holes. That's why they spend so much in
exactly.
free agency. They would much rather win 5 games and get him off their roster and acquire more
They've
picks.
the only issue with that, Corey, is this. They know what they have in Max Crosby. They've seen it for the last 6 years, right? 6, 7 seasons. They still traded him this last offseason for 2 first-round picks. They were moving him knowing that what they had and this and that. I think the only validity at LG's claim is this. Having Max on your team that allows you to win 8 games when it means you're going to pick 16th, right? Or you can move him off your roster and now you're picking in the top 10. I don't know, man. If either way you end up a non-playoff team, like what are we talking about?
You're
Yeah.
right, but let me ask you a question because
Come on.
you brought up them trading them to Baltimore, and you're right, Brian. You ain't never made a mistake and got a second chance.
Oh no, listen, you do, but the problem with that is you know what? When you take that pretty girl out to dinner, right? And then you buy her that handbag, and then you've since then you booked a trip to Paris, and you got all these other expenses, and they're like, oh, you know what? Actually, that handbag it was actually more expensive. Well, I just spent $20,000 on all this other stuff because I didn't think we were paying full price on the handbag. Like you got to
Yeah.
take that into consideration. There's a reason why Linderbaum became the highest paid center because they thought they had cap flexibility. Like I know there, the external, view is, hey, we have room. Of course it is, because you can't say, oh my God, we're screwed, because then the trade value tanks. But listen, there's no way you can comfortably be like, yeah, we were totally expecting a $35 million a year player to just come back to us. Like it still creates cap problems, right? Like it doesn't mean it's dire, but you moved him in the first place. So at the very least, it's awkward because you have a guy that you basically said, hey, we don't see you, regardless if you bleed black and silver, we don't see you as a long-term solution anymore. We want to move you, right? Never mind, you're back on our team. We love you again. I don't know, man. That's
I'll go even
still
further.
rough.
Dude, I'll go even further. You know how these teams are? You know what you got in Max, right? But if you're not like say like the Rams, they're like, we are going all in. We want Garrett. Our roster's great. We're at a position where we could go all in. We'll get Garrett. What these teams do, they'll look at a Max Crosby and be like, he's great. We love him. But you know what we need? We need more picks. If we got 14 picks, you know how many picks we want? 16 picks. If we got 16 picks, you know how many we want? 18
20.
picks. And if we can get another guy and he's on a rookie deal and he's cheaper too, we're gonna get the cheaper guy and move on from the top talented guy. I mean, that's just how the league is.
Yeah.
If you're, I'm not even gonna say rebuilding. If you know that you have one of these rosters that's like middling, and when I say middling, that means you are, not bad but not good. But the more picks you get, you might hit a home run or two because you might find a gem in the 4th, 5th round, 6th round. I know Sirius probably gonna kick me off now. His Steelers have like 18 picks next year. Like they are literally stockpiling picks, like because they need to improve the roster, and that's where I think it's gonna come down to. Hey, how much more draft capital can we get for him? Let's get it now, because you got to remember too how these teams think. When you got a rookie quarterback, which we all know Kirk Cousins is just there to place hold, what do they want to do? They want to surround them with talent. How do you surround them with talent? You pay a couple of guys that are still kind of young, you pay them a little money, but you get so many draft picks in, you surround them with talent. And I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Well,
Never
look,
fails. Never fails. The playbook is the playbook, bro.
Here's my final thought, controversy. Here's what I'll say. the preseason and the first couple games is going to tell us a lot about how motivated the Niners will be, right? Because if Romello Height looks like the guy we hope he can be in pass rushing situations, you're talking 2nd and 11, 3rd and 9. That could go a long ways towards us not feeling like we need to trade the farm for that guy, right? If we're struggling again, then it could change things. It definitely could shape things. Because here's the thing: we all know we don't have Trent forever. We all know that Christian McCaffrey can only, handle so many years at 400, 400 carries or 400 touches a year. So a lot will be determined by how these younger guys perform in preseason in the first couple games.
Hey, I'm a piss Corey off, and I'm gonna make everybody think the same thing at the same time. You know who Kyle is like? Kyle's like LeBron. He likes veterans. Veterans. I don't give a damn how good Romero Height look. Kyle likes veterans, and
You know what
who's
Kyle don't coach? You know what Kyle don't coach?
He don't coach defense. He don't coach defense.
You know who started last year at nickel? A rookie corner that was like 5'7".
Hey,
so listen, you know who does like? Hey, you know who does like Romello Height? Chris Kasarik, and that's really all that matters.
But I'm saying is that he likes veterans, and if he has the opportunity to get him, he's gonna get him.
Well, I don't necessarily. This is the last thing, and then we're gonna move it on. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't necessarily agree with that because we got the chance to get him right now, and we don't have him. All right.
I think that they're waiting to get that extra money off the books. I think that's really what it comes down to.
At this point, that money ain't never coming off the books. Yeah. We're 42 minutes. We're 42 minutes in, and we have yet to talk about somebody that's actually on the roster. So,
all right, let's do this.
We're in July. Couple weeks training camp's gonna start. Give me the biggest training camp battle, any position you want that you're most excited to see. LG, I'll let you start it off. Give me a position, a player, who, whatever you want, a training camp battle that you're excited for.
Since we going there, corner.
Okay.
Corner. Hey, Florida State guys. Hey, I want to see Green win the opposite. I want to see Green start and not play nickel. But then you don't know if it's gonna be Upton Stout, if it's gonna be what's the other corner we got? I forgot.
Stout came in looking good. Diamondor Lenore.
Diamondor Lenore, I think he's a lock. They're paying him too much money. He's a lock.
He's there.
Who starts opposite him and who plays nickel? I think that's going to be a big battle, and then it's a new defense too. Yeah. So we're going into a new defensive scheme and seeing who's going to even be that fourth guy, because we all know in the league that we play in now, you got to have at least 4 good corners, at least 4.
Yeah.
Because you never know, one to go down or something. You got to have 4. But I think that's the battle that I want to see the most. But I want to see Ronaldo Greens look good in some spot. Star team player, and then of course you could tell, he gets into these. I call it thinking too much. You could tell because zone coverage is not his thing. He's more of a man guy, and I want to see him start, or if he doesn't start, at least be in a position where he's that nickel and not relegated to the bench, because the guy has too much talent, and he's like 6'1". How many 6'1" corners are just walking around the league right now, dude? I want to see that corner battle.
If these are the corners we go into the season with, and Ronaldo Green's not a starter, we're in trouble.
Well, I will tell you this controversy. We actually improved our depth quite a bit at corner. Hobbs, starting caliber corner. Jones, the kid from Miami, Jack Jones, starting caliber corner. We picked up 2 or 3 guys this offseason that all have starting experience. Now, listen, I'm not saying they're world beaters, but I'm saying we normally grab depth guys. These are guys that legitimately could start. So Ronaldo will face quality competition for the first time in his career. And the one thing that we do have to keep in mind, right, is I think the whole reason he is here is because I think Raheem Morris sees something in him. And remember, the scheme is going to be different this year. And so it absolutely could suit and favor more towards, what the DBs like. Because remember, at his core, at his heart, Raheem Morris is a DB guy. So
Yeah.
that is where I'm hoping to see, the most improvement from, the corner area. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. That was a good one, LG.
Yeah, I forgot about Hobbs and all the other guys. And the only thing with them is that it's the injury history with them, and if they'll stay healthy. But I want to see how these corners shake out, especially in the division that we in, bro. Like we got some. Hey, it ain't an easy road. Even in Arizona, it ain't an easy road. No matter who we play, and we have to have. I'm gonna say not. I'm gonna say competent but solid corner play. Point blank.
Absolutely.
Especially with the fact that we going into the season and as currently constructed, our pass rush is suspect.
No, it's not.
I don't care.
It's
I
not
don't
suspect.
care.
It's not. It's not
It's
suspect.
non-existent.
It's
It's
bad.
non-existent. It's
Yeah.
non-existent. And we all know if you have no pass rush, and I get it,
Yeah.
bringing in is Izugadama and Bosa being back. On paper, it looks like we'll have an improved pass rush. Mikael Williams, he was starting to pick up a little bit of a pass rush before he got hurt. These are hypotheticals, but going into the season, we have no pass rush, so we need solid corner play, bro. Solid corner play.
Hey, look, we're gonna be doing post-game shows and all that. We're gonna be getting through training camp. I need you to get Odighizuwa's name right because we gonna say it a lot.
Hey,
Or
he's
just
a
say
former
OC.
Cowboy, man.
Just say
It's
OC.
hard for me to get
OC.
these former Cowboys. OC. That's
Listen.
what I'm calling. OC.
OC.
That's what I'm calling from now on. OC.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm
That's
calling.
it.
He's
Hey,
a
that's
former
his first
Cowboy,
name.
man.
That's perfectly acceptable.
OC.
Look, mine is real simple because I was excited for Dre Greenlow to be back. So I just want to see Dre against whoever is battling to get that starting spot at linebacker, whoever they have there. That's what I'm looking forward to. He's a year, 2 years removed from that Achilles. He should be whatever he's gonna be the rest of his career, he should be there now. So I'm excited to see Dre win that starting job opposite of Fred, which I mean, I really don't think he really has to win it. They brought
He's
him
still
back
really
to
young,
be the
though.
starter. Yeah.
Dre's still really
But-
young.
So I'm excited for that. That and whoever's at left guard. That's what I want to see. Breaking news. What you looking forward to in the off season? Well, not off season, in training camp.
Yeah, so I think the offensive line, obviously something we always talk about. I think that was a good one, so I appreciate that. Appreciate you bringing that up. That's going to be big. Our season will go as our offensive line goes, but I'm gonna take one that's maybe a little more obscure for maybe the casual fan that hasn't been paying attention. I'm gonna say the number 3 quarterback battle between Curtis Rourke and Adrian Martinez. And here's why. Why would the number 3 quarterback be interesting? Hell, the Niners don't even always keep 3. I think this year they do, because here's the thing. Mac Jones could be traded, right? We know he's not going to be on the roster next year, so you need an heir apparent. You know that Brock Purdy, other than one season, has gotten injured every year but one. He's missed some games. You need a guy that is competent to back up. So Curtis Rourke, Adrian Martinez, these guys very, very well could be guys you see as a starter next year at some point for the Niners if things go poorly. So the Niners need to have a competent backup. That number 3 quarterback battle is going to be big. And if they play well, listen, if they play well, yeah, Osa is correct, but OC's fine. He says OSI. But if he plays well, you could see that the Mac Jones trade actually happens before the deadline. Me and Corey on the same page. I would prefer them not trade him, especially if we're playing well and we're playing good. but I think a lot of Mac Jones leaving will hinge on how that third quarterback position looks. So whoever earns that job could potentially be a guy that you see starting games for the Niners down the road.
All right, so we got our position. Well, we got our battles we want to see. Brian, you've probably thought about this because you put this in the chat. Surprise cut. I want
Hey,
to
wait,
sneak
wait,
that
wait,
in
wait,
there.
Corey. Hey, you know what I wanted to say? I want to interrupt y'all, man, because you know I'm
Go ahead,
real
go ahead, go
fast.
ahead.
I can tell you one position battle. I am not gonna be breaking my neck, and I'm not gonna be getting more gray and losing life over kicker.
Kicker.
We are
I was about to say
not.
the kick.
We are not worried about kicking this year. Hey, that's one position battle. Hey, look, I can sleep at night, not worrying about, man. Hey,
You better
because
wake up. You better wake up. I'm
hey, look,
scared. I'm scared.
dude, the last couple of years, bro, it was like, man, this dude, we know what it is. He was drafted high. We bring in another vet. That vet gets cut. We go into the season with him again, and this dude is missing 8-yard field goals like he's a 10th grader. I'm like,
We got the kicker we gonna roll with, but that
yeah.
doesn't make me less. That doesn't make me less worried. I'm
Hey,
still worried.
I'll sleep for now, knowing that that's one position battle we do not have to worry about.
Well,
Um,
surprise cut,
so
Brian.
yeah, so I have actually thought about this quite a bit. And I think in order to be like a surprise cut candidate, it's got to be a name that most people are not throwing around, right? Because a lot of veteran guys, like if you say, for example, like Farrell, like the tight end, because he was horrible last year. I think the reality is like a lot of people have said Farrell, so that's not really surprising. I think one name though that could be a little bit surprising, and it's a guy that I like. You guys weren't big on, but I'm gonna say Christian Kirk, right? If he doesn't win that kick returner or punt returner job, and Deshaun Stribling really comes on in training camp, and I know this is a lot of ifs, but this is the stars aligning for a surprise cut. And Ricky can stay healthy all the way through preseason. I mean, listen, we're already hearing Jacob Cowing once again. Here's another offseason where we're hearing rumblings like, man, this guy's looking good. He's looking good. He's looking physically imposing. If Jordan Watkins and Jacob Cowing can take that next step forward, and you already have a guy like Deshaun Stribling and Ricky Pearsall, it might be a numbers game for a guy like Christian Kirk, especially, making $5+ million, right? If he doesn't win that returner job. That returner job is really a job. Like we talked about camp battles. That's really going to be an interesting one to watch because we have so many guys that we haven't even talked about, like Junior Bergen, right? A guy who was a wide receiver we drafted last year in the 7th round. That is, in my opinion, literally the only way he makes the roster is if he's the kick or punt returner, right? Like there is guys that are undrafted free agents this year that we've talked about. Will Pauling. Like that's probably the only way that he's going to make the team is if he makes it as a kick returner. So that would be my surprise cut choice controversy. I would say Christian Kirk only because there's a lot of young talented wide receivers, and if these guys can stay healthy, it could just be a numbers game.
I think I'm gonna go with Jordan James. I think Kyle brings so many running backs in.
You mean Isaac Garendo?
No, 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 no. I mean the kid from Oregon
Oh,
that they
Jordan.
just
Okay,
drafted.
Jordan James. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, that they just drafted last year.
Got
I
it. That
don't.
would be surprising.
I think they're gonna. Kyle brings in so many backs that he's not going to use. I think he tries to play the game of cutting them and praying he makes it to practice squad, and that's not going to happen. He's too talented. So I don't.
Yeah.
I got a feeling he's not going to make the roster. You got Christian. You got the kid you just drafted from Indiana, and I'm sure there's going to be bodies in camp that might be more impressive in camp than James is. So I think he don't make it. I hope I'm wrong because that kid. I think the kid's good. We've seen this with running backs before. LG.
Garindo,
Garindo hurt though, ain't he?
I mean, that don't mean they can't. It's in camp. I think in camp they do those guys. They call them what they call them, injury settlement, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
To cut them. But yeah, hey, look, I got a feeling, man, it's gonna be Garindo, but out of that running back group. But I'll go even further with you guys. My surprise that will probably be cut, and we touched on it a little bit earlier. Eli Apple.
Who?
I can see Eli Apple. I can
Hit
see
you
him
with
be
Snoop
cut.
Dogg. Who?
Hey,
He's still on this team.
yeah, he's still on the roster right now. Like,
That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise cut. I ain't even know it was
wait,
in.
no,
Yeah,
wait.
we're surprised even on the roster. It's a surprise.
But you got to remember, we remember what we did last year. We signed him, we cut him, we brought him back, and in spot starts, man, he's started a lot of games in the league, bro. Like, real talk. He's been, in that spot duty. He's been okay.
He's made a lot of
Yeah.
highlights too.
Yeah, I mean, he's been burnt more than Sunday morning toast. I mean, on a lot of times. But I'm gonna say that he's probably my guy because if you look back, early into the season, he could have had a chance to be that fourth corner, right? But we brought in guys like Jones and the other guys. So now I could see him being a early cut, but prior to these other signings, he was gonna probably be our fourth corner, bro. If you think about it.
I got
He
one
probably was
for
gonna be a
y'all. I got
He
one for
probably
y'all. It's not a cut, it's a trade. I think they get rid of Ricky before the season starts.
I can see that.
I think it has
they
to
gon-
do with his health because here's the thing. If Ricky even gets a stinger and can't play in a preseason or practice, I agree with you. But here's the only caveat that I would say to that controversy. If you look at the Niners roster, right, and they have a lot of speed, but what they don't have a great deal of is short area quickness. Guys that can separate real quickly, real fast off the line and create separation and have good hands. The one thing with Ricky is he can separate. He's got fantastic hands. He just has to stay healthy, right? So I think he has a skill set that they desperately need. Like, I would love to see Ricky, rather than playing him on the outside, he's great, right? But in a dream world, right? We live in an alternate reality. Imagine Mike Evans and Deshaun Stribling on the outside, and now Ricky Pearsall is your slot guy.
Wes Welker.
What?
Wes Welker.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying. I think Ricky Pearsall, if he can stay healthy, and he does look a little bigger, a little stronger, a little more physical, and I know that. Listen, nothing means nothing until you see it, but I'm really pulling for the guy because I think he's had a tough road considering before he ever played a game, he got shot. He had to come back from that. He's had stingers. He's had injuries. And I understand some of that is like, hey, either you can or you can't, your body can or can't get through the rigors of an NFL season. But I do believe that he's got a chance to really be like a 1,200 plus yard receiver.
He just got hurt on this conversation.
Hey, Corey, crazy. hey, look,
This guy crazy.
dude, you know what?
I give up.
Since we talking trades, since we talking trades, who I could see being a surprise starter? It could be a trade. It could be one or two guys. I could see them trading either Mustafa or J.R. Brown. I could see that. Not keeping both, but trading
I don't think they're trading Mustafa. I'm just going to tell you right now,
Yeah,
man.
Mustafa's the starter.
Listen, we're looking for our Simba to pair with him, but Mustafa.
But
we're keeping him in the back there, man. We like that guy.
Let's keep it a buck. If Jair returns to rookie Jair, he had Mustafa on the bench. Let's keep it a buck.
He didn't have him on the bench, brother. They rotated him in that big nickel role, and that's what Jair's best at. But Mustafa, when healthy, is the best strong safety that we have. Siegel is the best free safety we have.
Yep.
The problem is He has the range. He still don't have the instinct yet. Like he's still developing that.
And that's why I said I could see them moving one of them two. It'd probably be Brown first, but I could see them trading one of them guys. I mean, of course, if you trade Jair Brown, I don't think you get top dollar for him. You'll get a mid to late pick for him. But I could see Jair Brown being moved. I can see Mustafa.
Well, look, that's all fine and dandy, but that's gonna lead me into this next subject. Because we're talking about the defense, because we're not even really thinking offense. We just all assume offense is going to be all right. Presently constructed, you're not getting max. You're not adding anything. This is your defense you're rolling with week 1. Can Raheem Morris get this defense back in the top form?
I'll let break
either one. I was about to say either one of y'all can start.
Thank you so much. You let me lead off on that one. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you lead off on that one because I gotta think about this.
Okay. So here's what we know from last year, right? Like I like to lay it out. Like let's go through this like a cinema. So we know the Niners did not rush the passer well last year, right? We also know that we gave up a high completion percentage to opposing quarterbacks. And we also know we didn't do a great job of stopping the run. We did get better as the season went along, but we were never, quote unquote, great. So what would be the reasons for optimism? Well, the first thing that I would point to is I definitely think we have better depth this year at both linebacker and D-line than we had last year, right? Because if nothing else, just the addition of Osia Odighizuwa and Grayson Halton, now we have 2 guys from the defensive tackle position that can create an interior pass rush. That's huge when you're trying to rush the passer.
And Fred
Number
Warner's
2, Number 2, Nick Bosa's presence coming back because we lost him so early in the season. Even if he's, let's just say 90% of what he was, is going to make a massive impact on our defense. I think realistically, right? Realistically, it would be too much to say, hey, I think we're going to be a top 10 defense. Just being honest. I think that's a pipe dream. But what I do think is if we can finish around 15th, if we can be a middle of the pack defense with, average to slightly below average safeties and an average pass rush, because we have more coming from the interior and maybe year 2 developments from guys like Alfred Collins, West and Mikael Williams, I think 15 could be a sweet spot, because I'll say this, I don't want to talk about him, I'm going to throw it out there. I think Brock Purdy is going to be in the top 5 in MVP voting this year. For all the haters out there.
Let's
Your number 12 quarterback. Your number 12 quarterback's going to be in the top 5 conversation.
All right, so look. First of all, I pray that you're right. That means the offense is getting 28 to 30 points a game.
Yep.
But the question was, can the defense return to top form? So
no.
You're saying no.
I gave you the long answer, but the short answer is no. But I think we could be around 15, which is solid enough.
I'll say this. Not only is it talent to me that's the reason the answer is no. The answer is no because Raheem Morris had a Super Bowl team that he was coaching in LA with talent all over the place, and he still wasn't above 15. So if he couldn't get above 15th with that defense, I can't see him getting above 15. 15 is the sweet spot. I feel like.
Yeah, but that's not really a fair comparison, because if you're gonna call him out for that, because I've heard other people do this, you have to understand that the defensive scheme that he runs and the defensive scheme that the Rams ran were totally different. So he merged what he normally does, right, with what they currently do conceptually to create a defense that worked around the players he has. If you read anything about Raheem Morris, what you will find is that he often will take the concepts and what works for the current team and he will mash it into what he likes to do. That's the reason why he runs 5-2. He runs 5-man fronts. That's the reason why he runs both, 4-3 and 3-4, because he runs a lot of schemes because he tries to match what the personnel is. And I get what you're saying, but understand in that specific instance, it was a different scheme than what he normally ran. That was a few years ago.
But it's the same thing here. It's going to be a different scheme than he runs.
But it's also several years later, and he's ran 4-3 schemes now.
Yeah, but that ain't what he's coming off of. That's not what he's coming off of. So he's gonna have to. So he's gonna. And we've all played this game. I love when they say, "Oh, well, he's ran this before, so he can run it again." Well, he ran it 4 or 5 years ago. He wasn't running it last year, the year before that. So it's not like you can just pick that up and go right back to it. It's gonna be different than what he's been running in Atlanta, and he's gonna want to incorporate some of his stuff. So basically, for the first time since Kyle Shanahan has been here, the defense is really going to be somewhat different. It's not going to be all wide 9 and 4-man rushes and playing zone in the back end. So it's going to be different. LG, top form? No, yes. Can we get there with the team we got now?
Bro, so this is where I'm gonna go with this, right? Y'all gonna think I'm tripping. Last 20 years, arguably, what 2 defenses that people always talk about? Last 20 years, Ravens with Ed Reed and what you call it, Niners.
The Bears.
No, 20 years.
Oh, 20 years. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 20 years, and the Niners defense. The Niners defense when we had Saleh, D'Amico, arguably those 2 defenses are the 2 defenses that people talk about. So when you say getting back to the defense, when you've been eating steak forever and ever and ever, you may not get back to filet mignon. I don't think we'll ever be back to that.
You might have to settle for your New York strip.
Yeah, you might have to. Hey, and we've been there. Like, dude, to me, the defense last year was better than they would have been, but it was because we brought back Saleh, right? Now, of course, guys got hurt, but think about it. They won games just because the defense showed up when they needed to show up, and the defense actually kind of kept us in some of those games where we know we didn't have talent. Because you got to remember, they basically stripped that defense down and brought in a lot of youth, a whole lot of youth. So when you say getting back, look, we ain't got no DeLorean around here, man. We ain't going back to the future. We ain't hitting 88 miles an hour again. I think that I'm gonna say realistically that because it's more talent than what he had in Atlanta. I'm gonna say that 12 spot. I'm gonna say 10 to 12.
If we do 12, we're winning 12 games.
Because
if we're the 12th rated defense, we're winning 12.
If we're the 12th rated defense, we really got a chance to win the division and the 1 seed.
Because he knows the defense. You got to think about it. Dude got 2 Super Bowl rings, bro. You're not incompetent being a D coordinator on 2 Super Bowl teams, bro. That's not.
What's our offense rank? That's what I want to know. What's our offense rank going to be?
I'm gonna say 12.
I'm hijacking the show.
Yeah,
12 and 12. We're gonna be 12 and 12.
No, I'm talking about offensive. Our defensive ranking. Our defense ranking gonna be. I'm gonna say realistically.
What's the offense gonna be ranked?
What's the offense gonna be ranked?
Fudge.
Just remember, we got a top 6 quarterback here.
I'm gonna say because the offense is contingent on health, right?
Everything is contingent on health.
Listen, we can finish 17-0 or 1-16. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but defense, you can kind of scheme a little bit sometimes. Like I said, it was all a scheme last year. But I'm gonna say offensively, I put a faith in Kyle. Say we'll be top 8. Top 8.
That's pretty
Give or
good.
take. I'm gonna say top 8.
No. Hell no.
I'm gonna say top 8.
If Brock Purdy is where Brian is saying he is, that offense better be top 5.
I mean, give or take, plus or minus. I'm gonna say plus or
If you
minus.
go back to the year he was like the runner up in the MVP voting, I want to say our offense was ranked 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
So it's not like that far off that he's saying
so.
8.
No.
So the sweet spot need to be 6 or 7. I don't want to hear.
Because you have to also consider this as well. We may be the 7th or 8th ranked offense, but maybe we're like the 3rd ranked passing attack, right? Because we know, like, hey, we're going to give you 400 carries this year. All right, next year we realize, hey, we'll just throw a little bit more and dink and dunk. That'll be the extension of the run game.
Oh, breaking news! I'll go even further. We might be like 6 or 7, but some of the teams in front of us is empty calories because we know how difficult the schedule is looking like initially. And you know how these teams are, like the Patriots. It's like, oh my God, the Patriots are ranked 2nd in offense this year, but they have the easiest schedule in the league. It's empty calories.
Yeah.
Putting up.
All right, man. Listen, I'm not saying anything. Listen, I'm not saying putting out any juju like that preseason. All these teams are wonderful teams, but Niners got to handle some business. We don't need no bulletin board material, but Niners need to handle some business.
You get what I'm saying when you see these teams and they're like, oh my God, they're killing everybody. They're putting up 40 points a game, and then they play a good team and they put up 12 points and people are like, what happened? Yeah, they played a good defense. That's what happened.
I can't remember the last time the Niners scored 12 points. So come on now.
No, but I'm just saying because our ranking may be 6 or 7.
Except Seattle.
It may
I was about to say, what you mean?
Except for Seattle.
Sore spot.
I mean, I also watched them score like a 50 burger on Chicago, and they were a playoff team.
Chicago defense is worse than ours. I still don't know how Brock Purdy got through that one play. I could have made that play.
Because Brock Purdy's a magician. Brock Purdy, listen, we're just gonna enshrine him now. You know what I mean? All you haters.
well, I need some magic when he sees Seattle because they turned him into a pumpkin last year.
You already know though, like he got weapons now. If the offensive line holds up, listen, you're more than welcome to harass him if he doesn't perform. But like if the pocket's getting collapsed, what's up, man? What's up, Papa? If the pocket's getting collapsed and the wide receivers aren't getting open, like it's hard to blame the quarterback for that. But if he's getting time and he's just throwing ducks over the middle, listen, I'll be the first one to call him out. But I know what my MVP is capable of.
There's a lot of quarterbacks like that. You put pressure on them. It's a lot of quarterbacks.
I'm gonna prepare y'all for this now because I'm really serious about us doing post game shows. I'm not a good loser, and I'm gonna come on here and crash him out every load.
I know you're not a good loser. Luckily, it's only going to be about 4 times throughout the whole year,
and they all gonna hurt.
Here, LG, this is what we're going to hear a lot of. You know what? I was wrong, man. That Brock Purdy, he looks pretty good. He might actually be a top 10 quarterback. I was wrong. He is better than Caleb Williams.
You know what else I'm gonna say? Those weeks we lose, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna say, damn it, Brock did this, Brock did that.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and it's gonna be one of them. You remember when Big Ben threw for like 500 some yards and 5 touchdowns and they lost? And he's gonna be like, yeah, but he could have threw 6 touchdowns and we could have won.
That's exactly what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say?
On the board.
He threw 505 tubs, but we was about to go win the game and he threw a pick. That's what I'm gonna say.
Like, man, he could have had 3 more completions, man.
He only scored 49 points. What's wrong with that bum?
Yeah.
Look,
you know how Corey is.
If he scored 49 and we lose, damn it, he should have scored 52.
I knew it.
Corey gonna sit up and say
52 for each million he making.
Corey gonna say, man, the defensive player dropped the interception and it's Brock Purdy's fault we lost.
Hey, Hey, as long as all the other quarterbacks in that same classification, like Tua and Lawrence
Man, look,
and God,
break,
all those guys got to do the same thing. Let's just
breaking
keep
news.
that same energy with everybody else.
You know why Corey needs to chill, and he really needs to chill. He put Dak Prescott above Brock Purdy.
No,
But
I
damn
didn't.
well, Dak is the
No, I
ultimate
didn't.
put the bed.
No,
Bro,
no, no,
you
no.
had Dak ahead of
You
him.
I
got
said that, Papa. You're right. I said that.
The good thing about our podcast, it's recorded.
Recorded.
You
Yes,
can go
it's recorded.
go. So I want you to go back. No. Stop that right now. You have dementia. You have dementia. Something's going on.
No, brother.
I specifically said Brock Purdy was better than Dak. I mentioned that multiple times.
Listen, real quick, more important in this conversation. One sec, LG. Hey, I was thinking about buying. So, who's the show sponsored by again?
Oh, Pro Me.
What do they do again?
Yes, you get all your bidding, all your sheets, anything you need. Oh, and we got a code for you. Put in executives 2026. It gets you 15% off. Go check them out.
Listen, I apologize. You guys go ahead and argue. I'm going to go into this code.
Oh, hey, look, why you over there breaking news? Hey, about our partnership deals. We got plenty of partnership deals out there too. Hey,
hit the website, hit the executivesq.com. We got all your links there. All your links, you get anything you need.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, now look.
Matthew, MVP Purdy, bro.
First of all, I hope all of y'all are right. But throughout this season, I want y'all's comments in every post-game show. I want y'all here. And when Brock screws up, I need y'all to call him out. That's all I ask. Hold on, LG. I'm gonna praise him, but I'm also gonna call him out and tell the truth. LG, I feel like you're gonna come in here and make excuses for this kid every week.
Corey, I'm gonna put it like this: no quarterback is perfect, but if
it's already starting.
No, wait.
Unless he's Brock.
I'm going through this because of the argument that we had. If Brock Purdy is in the top 5, I'm gonna give you top 5 in MVP. You need to pen an apology letter to him because you had this dude at what was it? 12.
Y'all. 12. All right, so we about to derail the show.
Serious. Pull up that picture of Fat Caleb real quick. He said Caleb was better than him. Pull up that training camp picture of Caleb Williams.
I said
like you got stung by a bee.
No. See, what y'all not gonna do is try to overtalk me because y'all just lied. Y'all just lied to the fans. Corey ain't never say no. I specifically ranked my guys out, and I had Brock at 7 or 8. Don't do that. It's recorded.
If he's in the top 5, you need to go ahead and
top 5 what?
MVP. If he's in the top 5 MVP,
if he's in the top 5 MVP, I'll do whatever you need me to do because we going to a Super Bowl.
It is no way in hell you are ranked 12th at quarterback if you are in the top 5 at MVP. So you need to pin that letter if he's in the top 5.
Serious, I'm about to have you kick LG out for a second because he keep lying. I didn't say the man was 12.
What did he say? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, listen. All I'm saying is, listen, Niner fans, listen up. There is a lot of people that do not like your Niner players. There was another person from the executive view whom we may not be able to name on the show who said that Trent Williams was like the 20th best left tackle. And we all know that ain't true as well. That man could be on one leg with a cane and a walker, and he's still probably top 5.
That was a ridiculous take.
I say, bro, dude, people down Brock Purdy because of where he was drafted at. Nobody cares once you get into the league, bro. Once you get into the league, it's what you're doing on the field.
My issues with Brock, and I like I said, I had him at 7 or 8. My issues with Brock are he plays like crap when the weather's not good. He makes hold on. He makes terrible decisions. The man throws 3 or 4 interceptable passes a game. And you've
LG,
even
let me ask
said
you
that.
something. LG,
Y'all not gonna let.
how can you lead the league in yards per attempt and QBR and
So that erases
completion percentage if you're just not
that
if
erases
you're
the bad
it,
decisions.
yeah if you just constantly
Dude,
throw to the other team, how do you have the highest completion per? How does that work
Corey,
out? How do you do
Like I
that?
Corey,
said,
go
like I
back.
said,
Dude,
y'all
I'm gonna put it like
tripping.
this, bro. I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm just being blunt, bro. Dude, arguably right now, well, I'm gonna say consistency around the league right now is Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. Look at how many bad throws Patrick Mahomes makes. How many throws that he throw that could have been intercepted. All quarterbacks make questionable decisions. You just try
It's
to
Okay.
what you
limit
do.
it.
It's what you do in
You
the
limit
moments. You know
it.
that.
Yeah, you try
You
to
know that.
limit it.
Okay.
It's what
Okay.
you do in the moments.
You
Okay, well
know,
here's
Corey,
my
you
last.
know, I'm gonna put
Here's
it.
my
Wait,
last.
wait, wait.
Hold on, LG. Here's my last problem with Brock, and then y'all can. Here's my last, and this is the
It's
biggest
because he
one.
wears board short and flip flops. He don't like guys drafted in the 7th round in board short and flip flops. I
I don't
know
care
it.
about that, but I damn sure don't like the flip flops. Get rid of the flip flops, my
You
man.
don't like him doing the
Hey,
day.
listen.
Should
You
no
don't like
man
him
be
doing
walking
the
around
day.
flip
You
flops?
hate that he's a millionaire and he still has a JanSport backpack on. Be honest.
No. I'm cheap. I'm cheap too. Be cheap. Get rid of the flip flops. But the biggest problem with Brock is he's always nicked. Is something always wrong?
Look,
He cannot be top 5 in MVP if he's
Mm.
not there.
He's gonna be
audience,
there.
look.
Brian, why do we
Hey,
hold on, LG? Brian, why do we not want Mac Jones to be traded this season?
Hey, listen. We've already had this conversation. You know what? Brock has been nicked up every season but one, and the Niners do. Even though our division is the toughest division in football, we have a legitimate chance at the trophy right now. We won 12 games last year, and in order to have that same chance, you got to have a guy behind the guy, especially if your guy gets injured. So, and a lot of that comes from the fact that, like we all know, he's a smaller frame guy, but he's not afraid to make plays. He will get out there. He will sacrifice his body to make throws back across the field. He will try to run with the ball. He will try to make magic happen for the team, and that's why we all love him as well as hate him, right? Because we don't want to see him get crushed by a 300-pound lineman. But when he does the dance like he did there in Chicago, where he pirouetted around 3 guys and threw it to Juszczyk in the corner, you're like, all right, you know what? That's my quarterback.
Yeah,
look.
and I need him to pick and choose his spots because, like you
All,
said, he gotta
all
chill.
quarterbacks do that. I'm gonna tell everybody that's watching the problem with Corey. The problem with
Uh-oh.
Corey and Brock Purdy
Well, you
is
got problems.
the problem with Corey and Brock Purdy is that he is taking a certain guy that we're not gonna mention his side again. And Corey felt that he was open, and that was the one chance he had to actually see a Niners Super Bowl. That's the problem he had with Brock Purdy.
We've been to the
I don't
Super
even.
Bowl.
I don't.
He ain't that
He
young.
thinks that BA
Yeah,
was open.
I seen the '94 Super Bowl.
He,
BA
hey,
Come on, man.
BA was open, but that is not.
but he was perfect. He was perfect.
I'll never blame Brock for that. He had
Listen,
Chris
He was
Jones.
perfect.
Hit Chris Jones in his face as soon as he
that's
touched
what
the
I'm
ball.
saying, man. Listen,
That's the
all I'm gonna say
problem.
is
He's like,
this,
BA
and,
was
and I'm gonna
open.
stop talking about Brock. He has his moments, both good and bad. We all know that. I'm obviously in just kind of being on the Brock hype train right now because I'm hyping him up as we go into the season. But legitimately, uh, other than the Seattle game, because I'd agree with you, Cordy, the whole entire team, not just Brock, everybody played horrifically. But
Yep.
Brock has always given us a chance to win, including the Super Bowls. He walked off the field with the game in tow for San Francisco. It is a team sport. There's a reason why it's a 53-man roster. There's a reason why you have 11 guys on each side of the field. There's going to be times you're going to need your defense to step up and perform like that. You know, we're hoping top half of the league type defense and make plays, and you have a lot of playmakers to do so. They're going to have to make plays, and there's going to be other times where, you know what, we've got a minute 30 left and we're down by 2 and we need him to get us into field goal range. So, I mean, you need both sides of the ball in order to be a championship caliber team.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let LG get the last word before we get out of here. I'm not letting you get away with that. It's a team game, crap. No.
The truth.
Most of it is the truth. It is a team game.
I'm not going to get away, but it is true. It is definitely true.
But the most important position is the quarterback. You can have the greatest team in the world. If your quarterback can't get it done when it's time to get it done, you ain't winning.
Ask Sam Darnold that.
And what have the Niners done a lot of in the last 4 or 5 years?
Sam Darnold made plays when he needed to make
We've done
plays.
a lot of winning.
We have until it was time. We've done a lot of winning until it was time to win the big one, and that's not on Brock. I'm not gonna say.
I just said that. That's Corey's problem right there.
Yeah,
you know what?
LG, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm starting to come over to the dark side. LG, I think you might be right about Corey. It's not just the JanSport backpack. He don't like the haircut either. Like, there's a whole slew of things going on here.
He don't like the Dougie. He don't like him doing the Dougie and stuff, man. That's the
is that what it is?
Yes.
A white guy doing the Dougie, you're like, what the hell?
Hold on. See, I'm not going to let these comments slide. Sam Darnold had a great defense. Okay. Well, we're sitting here saying we're not going to have a great defense, which
Sam
now
Darnold
puts the pressure
did not
on.
have to make the
LG.
Bro.
LG. You're not listening to me. You're too busy trying to argue with me. We said Sam Darnold had a great defense. He made a couple plays when he needed to. But we're all saying the 49ers will not have a great defense, which is now putting more pressure on Brock Purdy. That's all I'm saying.
Darnold just needed to.
He's going to matter more. But Brock don't have that luxury. Brock don't have the luxury.
But for what it's worth, the Niners haven't had a great defense in the last few years, and Brock has been. I mean, honestly, short of injuries, the last couple of years, the last 2-3 years, we have had since the Super Bowl run, whatever that year was, I believe it was 2024. Yeah, if you look at the last, right, so the 2024-25, I'm saying when you look at the last couple seasons, even when we went 6-10, like Brock Purdy has performed admirably as a quarterback. It's all the other areas that we've fallen short at. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have the occasional errant throw that makes you think, man, this guy might have a little Jimmy Garoppolo in him. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's, the best quarterback that's ever lived. But what I will tell you, you could do a hell of a lot worse than Brock Purdy.
Oh, Papa, I don't know what's in your cup, but we need to get it checked. We ain't got no pass rush. We not going to be elite on defense. Hey, serious, can you put that comment back up real quick? Because I don't know. Yeah. The additions of Greenlaw, we're not sure Greenlaw's back. I hope he is. Bosa ain't been killing it with the sacks since he won Defensive Player of the Year. Bosa's on the downside, just like his brother. He started off great, and he's slowly coming down. We don't know what Bosa's going to be.
He's a better player than his brother.
Oh, he's way better than his brother. I agree with you on that.
He's still a double-digit sack guy if he remains healthy, he'll have double-digit sacks by the end of the year.
Not if we don't get him help on the other side.
He will.
We got to get him help. Look, I agree with that too. Geno Smith, they wouldn't have been a contender. Sam Darnold is better than Geno Smith. He did what he needed to do.
I mean, hey,
the defense was. Hold on, these comments. We gotta start acknowledging these comments. Our defense was top 5. Our defense was top 5. It was great. Wilkes was the scapegoat. Wilkes was the scapegoat for Kyle Shanahan's mistakes.
Man, Corey, and gas was the 99 cent when I was coming up, man. Some stuff ain't coming back, brother. It ain't coming back. It's gone.
You can't blame Purdy for CMC's fumble. CMC took the hell of a time to drop the ball.
Dude, I'm just gonna tell you, listen, hot take into the show. People are here stirring the pot. I've already called my shot. Brock Purdy top 5 in MVP voting. Another hot take. Niners have 2 wide receivers that each have 1,000 yards receiving. Pearsall, the guy you think's traded, and Mike Evans.
I hope Pearsall is not traded because I think Pearsall is healthy. If Pearsall is healthy, he's a 1,000-yard receiver.
Listen, he went to Cabo. He's back in the club. He's fine now.
Oh, he went to Cabo? Hey, we good. He went to Cabo.
He went to Cabo with the boys. He's fine.
Corey's going to be penning a letter of apology to Brock Purdy.
If I got to pen a letter of apology to Brock Purdy, I'm going to be wearing a championship belt with a 49ers logo because we
damn right. and we're going to play that song as our intro.
Corey, come back over. Corey, come over, bro. Like, real talk, dude. I think that, like I said, Brock, if you look across the league, right, there's probably 20 teams that would love to have Brock Purdy. Love
I'd
to
say
have.
more than 20.
I'm being on the safe side. I'm saying there's probably 20 teams that would love to have Brock Purdy. And when you got a quarterback that, like I said, he's a gunslinger, bro. We know that he's a gunslinger.
But
so
he
you got to
got no good.
When you say gunslinger, bro, it doesn't
don't do
mean
that,
that
man.
he can throw it through the wall. That means he has the
Listen. Don't
mentality.
do that to my quarterback, Corey. Don't do
That
that
means
to
he
him.
has the mentality he can
Look,
make
man.
the play every single time.
This
That's
is
what a gunslinger
this is the great thing about this fan base.
Dude.
Hey, yo, if you're just tuning in, we were talking about the defense. I don't know how the hell we got to Brock Purdy.
Because Corey said Brock Purdy was the 12th best quarterback.
I never said that. Y'all,
We're starting a trend. Hashtag
y'all
Corey pound 12 BP.
y'all stay out my mentions with that crap.
Corey is the only guy that don't like his own team.
I love Brock Purdy. And you know what I'm gonna do to y'all? You know what I'm gonna do to y'all? I did it to my wife with Brock when he won that playoff game last year. As soon as he wins, I'm gonna run in here and I'm gonna say, I told y'all Brock was great.
See?
I can't believe y'all. I can't believe y'all did this.
I told you
y'all
the guy with the board shorts and the flip-flops and the JanSport backpack was amazing.
I did that to my wife and son last year.
Hey, LG, he's gonna be like, he's a gunslinger. I told you he's a gunslinger.
Yeah, bro. Dude. He has a pea shooter, but he's a gunslinger, bro. Like, dude, I'm telling you, dude. Like,
Oh, man.
So
I'm gonna come in here. Is that not the greatest quarterback y'all ever seen in y'all's life?
You're right. You're right. And you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna be like, hey, he's right on track for the top 5 MVP voting, like I said, I predicted.
Dude, I'm just one of them guys, dude. Like I said, when I look at other teams, bro, trust me, I was around for the Joe Montanas and the Steve Youngs, and Jeff Garcia was a damn good quarterback, dude. For what he had,
Garcia was good.
Dude,
Jeff Garcia was
good. People joked around, but when Harbaugh came around, hey, Alex Smith was actually pretty damn good. Brought us to the NFC Championship game. Colin Kaepernick.
Now I'm gonna stop you. Now I'm gonna stop you. You're having revisionist history. Alex Smith was okay.
Yeah. Let's not do the Steve Young and the Joe Montana in the same breath. Like you were going down the stairs, now you in the basement.
But I'm saying this is a fan base that knows a good quarterback when I see one. And Brock is a really good quarterback. Like I said, we've seen several really good quarterbacks on our franchise. There's some teams out there, Jets, other teams that wouldn't know a good quarterback if it hit them in the face.
Vinny Testaverde.
I've seen good quarterbacks on my roster. He's a really good quarterback. A lot of teams in the league would love to have him. You got to take the good with the bad. Hell, you look at even guys like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson makes questionable plays all the time. You're going to have to take that. Josh Allen, questionable plays all the time. You just take the good with the bad, and hopefully it's more good than it is bad. And so far in Brock's career, when he's played, I've seen more good than bad. That's my take on Brock.
I am so happy that we now have this podcast, and you're gonna see us after every game. And
Corey, I'm gonna get a shirt that's made up that says "I hate my team."
Don't nobody. I'm gonna tell you like this, and you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out during the season.
Papa, you was right.
Don't nobody live and die with this team the way I do.
He was a good runner. I'll give you that. He was a good runner.
Hey man, didn't Jaws say he was gonna be a top 5 quarterback of all time?
Who?
Didn't Jaws say that about Cap back in the day?
Cap probably would have been.
Man, you out your damn mind.
Cap was good, bro.
I mean, you got I don't know why people forget the primary attribute of a quarterback is to throw the ball.
Throw the ball.
You got to throw the ball accurately.
But you don't throw for
Hey,
300 and throw for 100 and run for 100 and not know how to throw.
well, yeah, but listen, when they're stacking 8, 9 guys in the box because they know half the time you're gonna run,
Hey,
it's a lot
Brian,
easier to throw the pass.
Brian, I'm going to tell you something. Both of y'all probably going to agree with me. If you succeed in that Chip Kelly offense in the NFL, hey,
He
All right,
look,
fair.
He didn't
look at the
succeed.
stats. Look at the stats, brother. Don't look at the
He
stats.
primarily succeeded under Harbaugh. I mean, like
But if you
most of
look
his
at what
success
he
was.
did, but if you look at what he did under Chip Kelly, I'll give.
He
Go
wasn't
ask
even the starter. Blaine Gabbert was.
go ask Packer
All right.
fans right now what they feel about Kaepernick. Packer fans are gonna probably have
look,
an
man.
aneurysm or something.
All right, ladies
Ask
and
Steeler fans how they feel about Will Howard right now. I hear he's the Messiah.
Hey, Drew Allen, 2026. Drew
Hey,
Allen.
listen, I'm gonna do Corey's job for him. It's been a pleasure, Corey. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Listen, we have a lot of fun. Obviously, we all kid, but you know what? We love the Niners. That's why we're here. We appreciate you fans stopping by and interacting with us. We all wish the best. The one thing I think we can all agree is the biggest hurdle we have to get over is health. If the Niners can stay healthy, especially key positions, we're always going to have a puncher's chance, man. We have superstars littered across the field, and we have a heck of an offensive mind. So I'm just really excited, man, to get the season going and stop talking about what could be and start talking about what happened.
Hey, breaking news.
Thanks, boys.
almost
Peace.
there.
Hey, by the way, one more time,
Wait,
where
let me drop
am I
real quick.
supposed to go? Where am I going,
Breaking
man? To
news.
get my merch.
Pro me. Oh, get your merch. You go to executiveview.com.
Executiveview.com.
Yes, sir. Got all your links in there.
Hey, there's a shirt on here that says "I hate my team."
Yeah.
Don't
Hey,
do that.
breaking
Thanks,
news
boys.
before you go. Breaking news before you go.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Did we move the practice facility before you go? Yes or no? Just yes or no.
No,
It hasn't moved.
no, it's not moving.
All right.
Bye, boys.
All right, man. We see you on the next one. LG, get us out of here, man.
Oh man, tonight has been wonderful, man. Definitely love the interaction, man. Hey, whenever anybody watching the show feel like y'all want to jump in the comments, man. We fully interactive, man. It don't have to just be us. It could be everybody. We love it. We love it when everybody goes on all our socials because right now we on X, Facebook, YouTube. You could even check us out in the car on Spotify. We on everything. Building everything through Executive View. We got our partnership deals. We got our sponsors by who, Corey?
Sponsored by ProMe.
ProMe. We got our sponsor. Hey, so just appreciate the love. Keep rocking with us. We don't care if you're a Niners fan, not a Niners fan. Hey, we love to interact with other fans of other sports because at the end of the day, if you're a football fan, you're a football fan. Keep rocking with us, and I'm out.
Like they said, thanks for rocking with us. We got big things this week on the channel. You got the Total Sports Show tomorrow. They'll probably talk about some LeBron James. You got the World Cup. They'll hit everything. Like LG said, when y'all watching us, man, stay in the comments. We definitely gonna interact with you. Like we said, go to the website executiveview.com. We got all your links there. You got the NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever you need. We got it. Your WWE. Speaking of WWE, Wednesday night, we back at it with that backstage business. Come get your WWE talk from us. And once again, thanks to the sponsor ProMe. Like I said earlier, ProMe, we got a code for you, Executives 2026. Get you 15% off your whole order. But that's enough of that. Thanks for the comments tonight. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one. Until then, it's always bang, bang, Niner gang. Peace.